welcome to episode 11 of the Not Axe Murderers podcast. Wowee! I'm one of your co-hosts, Flare Gun.
I'm your other co-host, the Water Boy.
Wow. You know, fire and water make steam, and today it might be a steamy episode because we're gonna talk about some hot shit that's going on in the IATF. It's some steaming hot shit. Or is it? I guess you'll find out when you listen and hear our opinions.
True.
Yeah.
That is true.
I don't know if that. Okay. We're gonna be talking about the app today, but this recording is post live stream. So actually, we got a lot more information about the app, what it's going to be, its features. I would like to say the IATF did do a second live stream, apparently. However, the VOD is not up for like people to watch, unfortunately. So that sucks. But hopefully they put it up because they said they would.
VOD.
VOD, yeah.
Yeah, video, something.
It's video on demand. The video on demand.
Clearly not that on demand if we can't see it, so lame.
Yeah, big lame. Big lame.
I was looking forward to it.
I know. I was really curious with the follow-up because so I guess we should. I know obviously we talked about this a little bit on the last episode, but like I'll just go over really quick like what we have right now, and then the fact that we're getting something new. Because right now the IATF does have an app with quotes. It's called Axe Scores, and that's how you find your tournament stats, your league stats. That's how you see basically everything. That's how you track things. And Axe Scores is like also connected to the software that lets you score. So that's what Axe Scores is. But the IATF came out and they said, "Hey guys, Axe Scores, more like." No more Axe Scores on there because we're going to be moving to a new app called the IATF app, which way worse name than Axe Scores. Axe Scores is a cool name. I will say I don't like the name. My hot take. It's simple. I get it. Sure. But it's also boring. And this new app, there's going to be a free version and there's going to be a paid version. And we'll go over the features of that and why it's kind of a big deal that they said this and did it in a very not great way, in my opinion. But yeah, that's it. That's the
gist. That's pretty much good in a nutshell for what's going on with all of that. Comparing the old with the new.
Yes.
Excuse me. So, yeah. Do you want to dive into... So, what is an app? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's an appetizer. It's something you get before a meal. An app is just short for appetizer.
Yeah. You get it before you play.
Yeah.
You get the app before you play.
Yep.
Before you throw. Yes. But so, would you like to talk about some of the features? So, some of the new features. Maybe we can dive into that of what they're trying to offer, what they are going to offer us, going forward to this new app. Some of which, again, all of this is our own opinions on everything.
Yes.
Everyone is entitled to their own.
Yes.
Any questions, comments, please reach out to us. We are more than happy to, and if we're wrong with anything, please let us know. But some of the features they are talking about giving us are basically a better way to support us as a community. I'm just going to go down the list of what I was...
Yeah, go for it.
What I jotted down, because I think it's in no particular order. So ads. So the app itself will have ads if you do not pay the $2.99 fee for the full package. But one thing that was proposed from, I believe, the community, I don't know if you probably saw this too, Sam, because you watched the first one, right?
Yeah.
That maybe those ads could help benefit the community instead of just doing generic ads, which what they will start out with first, obviously, because it's still just an idea. But possibly use these ads to help promote other makers, other people in the axe community who do anything axe related that they want to help sell their product. So what better way to kind of get them out there than promoting yourself through an ad posted on the Axe Course app, the IATF app.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of thought that would be a great idea to both self-promote as well as, if, as they said, money is an issue, what other better way to bring in a little bit extra revenue on top of that silly $2.99 fee? Just kidding.
Well, I was gonna say, honestly, if they like do ads from creators in the community, I would want to be like, this might be crazy, but I would want an optional feature where I can turn the ads back on, because if they're not just generic ads and they're like ads that are for people in the community, I'm like, oh, I actually might want to see those, right? Like that, I think that would be great, because then it's like, that's actually something that I would want to get advertisements for. Like, let me spend my money, bro. All right.
No, absolutely. I mean, at the $2.99 at the higher cost,
Mm-hmm.
it would be nice to be able to turn them on or off, because if they do give you that feature of makers in the community, and you want to, get those, fine. Have that option and be available. You're right. I like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think that's a very good supportive community support right there.
Mm-hmm.
It supports all of our makers, and helps selling them products. Moving on. So they are talking about adding badges. So it's not like a lot of us share our stickers and our other fun things, but they want to give us achievement badges, is what it sounds like. Is that what kind of the idea you got from it?
Yeah.
Gun?
Yeah, that's kind of what I got. It was like, it's almost like, I thought it was funny because my brain was like, ha, they want to give us video game achievements for real life. Haha.
Right? Exactly. 50 kills.
Yeah.
New achievement. That makes my head spin. Because it's like, oh, headshot, new badge, yay. Doesn't really apply, Graham.
I actually really like this feature. I think it would be fun and cool, and like, especially if you are like an avid thrower, if you're someone who's really involved, you have a lot of time in the community, you have a shit ton of 81s. Oh, Graham. And
Show me that. Rander, what?
like, it gives you,
and everyone else.
yeah, like obviously everyone has their own goals, but it just like, it gives you more goals to work towards, and it's cool. Then it's like, it also lets you like show off, it's like, oh my gosh, I got the Pookie Dookie 81 triple fart badge. Like, no one else has that badge. That's crazy.
Yes. No, you're right. It tailors to both the people who are just in it for fun, because hey, look at that, I opened up this new badge,
Mm-hmm.
to obviously against, as well as you also put it, the more the advanced throwers, the people who are in it for the tourneys, for the all that. You have that same comparison, but just at a different level.
Yeah.
I'm excited though for okay, in general, I think the badges are a little cheesy. They're fun. They're still fun. I'm for it. I think they're just cheesy, but the idea of having, they're just a little cheesy. The Easter eggs. Matt Wilson mentioned Easter egg badges.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be interesting. I'm guessing that it's going to be something like, most, I threw the most ones, or I've unlocked 20 drops, or something stupid like that. It'll be silly, but I think hopefully I'm looking for something fun with that. I think from a designer standpoint, Sam, you might agree with this, that copying someone is flattering to a degree, or it is. It is. I only say that in regards that Waddle on their profiles already incorporate badges,
Mm-hmm,
badges
mm-hmm.
for games played, badges for matches thrown and wins, etc. So it kind of feels like they're ripping a page out of the Waddle book. Not that that's a bad thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think that's?
I was gonna say, I don't think that's a bad thing. I also don't think it's like, depending on the kind of badges, right? Like, I'm sure there's gonna be an 81 badge. If there's not, what the fuck are you
Of
doing?
course.
Yeah. But like it really depends on you know, if the badges are the exact same as the Waddle badges with just the IATF scoring, I think that's a bad thing. But if the badges are different enough where they're like fun and there's different things than what Waddle has, I think that's a great thing. And I think them taking inspiration from Waddle, who I will say is more popular like than the IATF, I would say currently, then I think that's a great thing. You know, I think they should be smart about it. I don't think that's bad at all.
I think you could tailor depending what the badges could obviously it's under their control to what they want to have as badges, but you could definitely tailor it to. I believe the girls on Alado were talking about it. They could tailor it to be something fun too. Have a marathon where the goal is to do weird things and weird shots to say string a whole match of all threes. So the goal is to hit 15 threes. Oh, look at that. That's an achievement. Stuff like that. Have like those badges like you pre-known that you can kind of incorporate it into the venues and games and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun too. But imagine at League and you're like, fuck, do I really want to win this match or do I want this 3 badge? And like you gotta choose, right? That's up to you. Like, are you there to win it or are you there to win the badge? Like that's yeah.
Exactly. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Because then I could see people in League matches like also being like, all right, like we're not gonna actually throw against each other in like the normal sense. We're gonna throw against each other, and this is a certified League match, but we're both going for the 3 badge right now. Like I think you could do, and that could be fun. Like that'll bring more variety and shenanigans.
Yes, wee little shenanigans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a fun little thing.
Yeah.
Also moving on, being able to, majority of the people, throwers, enjoy going to practice. What better way to do that than and somehow incorporate a way on the app to basically score yourself while you practice? Most of us do it in our heads, or we call out, say if I'm practicing with Sam, or Flare Gun. Hey, Flare Gun, sorry.
I don't care.
Your real name.
I don't care.
Too late, Samantha. Just kidding.
Oh, that was gross. Now I care. Now I'm gonna throw up.
That's great. Train of thought gone. No. It's fun to go to practice and be able to score yourself. I mean, obviously scoring against someone on a practice idea and a practice session. You can you talk back and forth like, all right, Flare Gun's up 2 throw 5 round 1, and keep throwing and progress to that. Or at least this can track it. I mean, even that'd be cool to have a way to track it. Even maybe save them, and then even make them into games. I know some venues do. I don't know if you've ever played, Sam, sevens.
I have played sevens, but I have realized that sevens is different from venue to venue. It is not the same.
That is true. Yeah. Everyone has their own version of sevens.
Yeah.
But how cool would it be to upload that to the app and be like, I want to play sevens. Or just, and just choose the way you style. Maybe it's broken down to, what version of sevens you like to play. Pittsburgh style, Baltimore style, East Coast style, whatever it may be. Just add a little fun twist to it while you practice. I mean, because not all the time. You're there for have fun and, be serious about practicing. You want to get better at your game. But yeah, it adds a little extra fun to it.
Yeah, like that feature right there, at least for me, that would make it worth paying for because I like, one, you get all the fun benefits too, but at least if it saves your practice data, like that's something that I like seeing because I really like seeing improvement. Because for me, I haven't gone to practice in a little bit, but I have a notebook that when I practice by myself and I do practice matches, I literally go and write like all of my numbers down. So I'll be like 5, 5, 3, 5, 7. So I think that would be great.
6, 5, 3, 0, 9.
But there's no 6. Unless we're playing urban rules.
It's an inside joke, and if anyone gets that, they will. They're of a certain age.
Well, you can't. What do you mean? Well, how is it an inside joke?
I'll say at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Unless I forget, which is very highly likely. But no, you're right. The money would probably be a little more beneficial if those games were preloaded, because obviously that's probably more that's on them to upload them. Or I was just thinking, what is there a way to upload documents of, say, you create a game and you want the Axe community to know how to play your game? Can there be a subsection, a subcategory of, community-based games? And you can have the documents loaded there and share those documents and the rules and how you built and designed this game, and people can play it too elsewhere.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was saying as Sevens being an example, just like you said, Sevens, or like I know as well, Sevens has many variations. But yeah, a way to share your different games with the community all over the world would be amazing.
Yeah, this is like, I would think of it as, okay, these are going to be some D&D references, okay? But I would think of it as like, it could be almost like either a drive-through RPG, or what comes to mind more is like if you're using D&D Beyond, like, because if you pay for the D&D Beyond membership, then you get access to like all that homebrew content, and that homebrew content is made by fans and then uploaded to D&D Beyond, and anyone can use it, like as long as you pay for the membership and you just search it, and anything that's there you can use. So that's kind of how I would envision it, and I think that would be something that would make the app worth it if that was something that they were like, oh, we are actually gonna implement this. So
very Gucci.
Yes.
Traveling. I feel like traveling when it comes to the X community is very big. There's plenty of us who do it. Sam, I am one of those people.
Yeah.
Just after traveling this past weekend.
Yes.
But I also love, I think most people would agree, who do travel. If you're not traveling for an Axe event, you still like to know what Axe venues are in your area that you're traveling to if you have your Axes with you. I think that's a great perk. Why can't there be a way we can see not only maybe a map of each region, because I know we're now broken down into different regions, of what venues are in those regions by state or by a map, and you could pin it, and a quicker way. We kind of already have it, I believe, already on the website of IATF.
It's on there.
It's on there.
It's just not organized well.
Yeah. But yes, if there's a way, if I'm traveling, say, to Florida, and I want to know all the venues that'll be near the 95 corridor as I'm heading south, what am I going to be near to hit that I could stop at and throw IATF? Or just get a practice round in or something, or just stop in and check out a new venue. I think that'd be really cool to have as a feature, because there's been plenty of times that I've traveled and I'm like Googling, trying to find Axe venues, whether they're open, whether they're not open. And it could benefit the venues also. You're getting business from other people who are not from their home venue. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. I don't have much to say about that other than that would be good.
That's right, you don't.
IATF, you should do that.
To follow up on that, another idea was you going now. Sugar, I lost my place. There it is. We always have questions on rules and regulations of the game, of any sort of tournament rules, except whatever may come up. And yes, just like you had said, Sam, just like the regions and venues, they have a place on the website as already. But what about a quick little link on the app as well to quickly jump to, hatchet regulations or football regulations, just rules and policies that are easy to just quickly go to. I think would also just be, it's a more of a smaller detail, but something that would be good to have add on there as well.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I don't know. I think too the other thing is, like, I think we all are hoping that we all want a lot from this app, especially because I think One, I feel like it came out of nowhere. I feel like they dropped it out of the blue and they were like, ba-boom. So my one concern is that if they do try and do too much, that what?
It was late. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I go ahead. Sorry.
If they do try and do too much, then the app will be, it won't have a great interface, and it'll be like a little complex, in just
Agreed.
terms of like design. So I don't know. Like I feel like the rules thing could be fine, but at least for me, I'm like, like you can look up the rules on the website, you know? Like that's not a
Agreed.
yeah,
Yeah.
for me I think that's a smaller thing for sure.
I can see that. Yeah, and I can also agree with that. It's all these ideas and comments are obviously we're not telling them this is what we want them to do or they're going to do all this. It's a lot, and
Yeah.
you're right. A lot on one app can be overwhelming. It can work. It just you have to have the structure to maintain it and make that interface perfect. But in no way are we trying to say these are everything that's going to be going into it. But yeah, I can see there's definitely things that come up that could be left out. Or better interface to be found and viewed on the website versus on an app as well. What do you think? What do you think? Because I remember you brought this up to me before about the new communication style they would like to interface into the app of being able to communicate between both. It sounds like your league coach as well as other league throwers through a kind of messaging through the app versus possibly getting away from people at, say, our venue who use Facebook Messenger to have subgroups for each of our leagues to communicate. That was a lot.
Okay. All right. So here's the dealio. Here's the dealio.
Yeah.
It really
Lay it on me.
I think it really depends on how it's structured. One, like obviously communication is a big thing, right? So like what is the TOS of communication? Because like it's really hard because you don't want the IATF to also be like being able to read like all of your messages and all that stuff. But then obviously if this is like a sponsored messaging platform and app, like are they going to be able to read these messages? Because what if there is someone who is like having issues like with someone who's being inappropriate, sending them messages, all this kind of stuff. So I think the moderation and like how much privacy you actually have in the messages and all of that kind of stuff is going to really come into play with like how much people actually want to use this service. And also it really also depends on the interface, right? Like how is it going to look? Because if it's not going to look clean, like why are you going to move to that? Like what's the difference versus just what all the leagues are already using that already works for them? So like you obviously have to offer something that's better than what the leagues currently have. And just because it's on the IATF app doesn't mean that people are actually going to want to switch to it if it's a really shitty, like, not that I'm saying it might not be, it might be amazing, but I'm just saying, how are you going to get people to actually make that switch, especially on, obviously, social media companies, which is what a lot of us people use to have those big group chats with their league members, those have their own TOS, okay? And those have stipulations. But that company is much larger in the grand scheme of things than IATF is. And the IATF app, like, I don't know. I feel like there could be a lot of weird stuff with, like, the privacy and the TOS and, like, how that's going to play out. And like the moderation of these messages and these chats. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now because I'm just like, I don't know how that could go down. That could be whack. It could be a little whack.
For our listeners who don't know, can you tell us what TOS means?
Oh, sure. TOS is terms of service. Basically, whenever you use an app, they give you like, it's usually the really long list of shit that no one reads, but that's all the things that you are agreeing to when you sign up for an app, and actually can be really important to read a lot of the times, even though it can be like 20 pages and no one does it. However, like, okay, I'll give you guys a great example. So, basically, if you use the Disney Plus app, you agree that all claims go to arbitration. Okay, So, and basically there was a wrongful death suit in Disney, and they were claiming that because this woman died because they served her the wrong food, that like, that they could only go to arbitration because she signed up for the Disney Plus app for a free trial, like however many months ago. They removed that argument because it was ridiculous. However, like that's the kind of stuff that you have no idea that could affect you when you're signing up for these things and you're not reading TOS. Like it's kind of important, and I think it's even more important when you're dealing with a smaller community like this. Not like smaller in the sense compared to these bigger social media platforms and shit like Netflix that everyone uses, because you don't like that TOS is going to matter, and I think it's going to matter a lot more than in these bigger platforms. So
absolutely. And I think you also bring up a very good point. I would be on the opposite side of what your opinion is by saying that I love using my Facebook Messenger. I'm just probably because I'm just so used to it. And it's just so like, doop, and I get my little notifications, yada yada yada. But I also see your point of when you come down to the all those TOS documents and all their terms of, and also the IATF's own personal code of conduct. When issues arise, at least then they can have a way to hold accountability for said throwers or thrower for anything that may arise, helping them to, I guess, piece together a situation and resolve it, as well as be able to have a way to say, this happened, and this is you have our terms. You agreed to them by using our app to communicate with your league. You broke said terms by doing XYZ, and this is the penalty. Whereas using the Facebook Messenger, there really is no accountability. For one, you should obviously never say anything that breaks the code of conduct from the IATF to any other thrower. That's not obviously what we're all here for. But I think that is a better way to help regulate what kind of things that possibly, unfortunately, might come up. And they can just see it. I mean, you're right. It goes in this whole privacy thing where people might argue that, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
But whatever. Good.
I was going to say, maybe then I didn't. I'm not a fan of that. Like, I'm saying, like, I don't, like, that's, if they're going to be looking at all my messages, like, I'm never going to use that shit. Like, that's whack. Like, fuck that, bro. That's crazy. Fuck that. No way. I'm not using that shit. Are you kidding me? That's what I was trying to say. Sorry if it was for, like, oh, yay, I want them to look at my shit. Absolutely fucking not. No. Fuck that. I'm not using that if that's what they're going to be doing. But I think that might, that might be a reality. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't know yet.
Who knows? We don't. Only time will tell.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just like, I was like, okay.
That's fine. I know I can cut you off whenever I want. So ha.
No cuts, no butts, no coconuts.
Correct.
I never understood what that meant. I never got the coconuts part. I was like, did they just pick coconuts because it rhymed? But
probably.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. Another fun thing with the ad would be a calendar. A calendar of, you can see a listing of, say, the rolling year of what's coming up for any events that are in regards to, say, you're trying to work towards getting that round 2 bid. So you're checking out the dates in your calendar to set up when the next major is, when the next Grand Slam is, that you can hopefully try to qualify and win. You can actually see that. Plus, a place that you can have venues provide their calendar as well and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to travel to XYZ. I'm going to travel to this venue. They're doing a cool marathon. It's happening when? Oh, I can look at the calendar through there too. I was thinking that'd be a fun thing.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I like that. I think that would be nice because then you could also be like, oh, like, I want to go to this event and it's on this date and you can just see it. And I think that's great. Yeah. I like that a lot.
And also, I mean, if you wanted to charge each venue maybe 99 cents to get their calendar, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But it could be another place of revenue. I mean, the revenue's trying to, Not that they need it, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is a tangent, but I feel like we've kind of really delved into this conversation a little bit. But we probably should have said this at the beginning. But like right now, we're talking about features that, you know, would be cool that we would want to see in the app. But I would also really highly recommend that you go watch that IATF live stream, bar the first 10 minutes where they're dealing with technical difficulties. Just skip that. But they really, at first, I just want to be like, I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm not an IATF glazer. You guys know this. I really was like, wow, watching I was like, fuck this. This is dumb, blah, 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 blah. But I think they really did a good job of talking about stuff. I still have some issues, which we'll talk about later, but really go watch that live stream. I think it helps illuminate a lot of stuff. They actually did talk about worlds. The IATF has also mentioned recently, like, worlds as well. And like how when they did do the combined venue, like how much that cost them and how they didn't really make any money from it. So I think they are doing a good job right now at being transparent, and I think that has helped me a lot. Like be less like, well, fuck them, these blah blah blah, because they're just laying it out there and they're telling us like how it is, and I think that has been a great move on their part, and I just wanted to say that really quick before we keep talking about this. So like, please go watch that live stream. I think it's very helpful. Don't get me wrong, I still have issues and we will talk about those, but go do that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the train, but I was like, I feel like we didn't say that, so I felt like it had to be said. At least I had to say it. I don't know. Do you got any thoughts on that?
No, you just interrupted me. You just interrupted me now a second time, but that's okay.
I'm sorry. Go continue.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, it's all good.
I'm gonna stop. I'll stop. No more.
You can't stop though. That's you. That's who you are. If you don't interrupt me again, I will be upset now. The last thing on app features, and I guess if anyone has already noticed, these are more the app features. Topic we're talking about right now is both a mix of kind of what they're providing, what they say they're going to provide for us, as well as our own ideas as well. So I don't want anyone to get the idea that they're doing all this.
Yeah, they're not.
Anyway.
Lol.
Yeah. Or yet. Maybe not.
They're not yet. They're not yet. Maybe they will.
So, last thing was, I will have to double check with a Waddle venue or my own home venue, Waddle venue. But I'm very certain the Waddle app itself, Waddle has provided venues, games, actual games to play, axe throwing games on their tablets through their app. So whether or not that could be something fun for us to, again, as Sam spoke to, the more we add to a app, the bloggier it could get, depending on how much shit is on there. But yeah, it's just about, I think, all about what the people want and what people think about those certain ideas.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's like the Waddle app has like, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think it's maybe like, it's like an axe target game. Like the game on the app is set up to like 2 teams break up and you just have to hit the targets and then you keep score using the little game thing and you unlock like a little achievement thing, and it was okay. It was ho hum. I'll tell you that. Okay. I think we tried it once and then at our venue and gave up on it because it just didn't do it for us. But it's something they wanted to try, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I think that could be something that's fun for like the more casual people that are like, oh well, I got this little axe app, and let's see if there's any like games I can throw with my axe on it. You know.
I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice with 2 other people. Let's go play a game off the app. Something like that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
You said I wasn't awake. You're there yawning. It's like your second yawn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's cause you yawned first, and now it got in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Oh wow, thanks.
Alrighty. Second, I would say, is there anything else you have to add about app features, both our own ideas as well as what they're offering?
Well, most of my issue is like the features with the data, but I will say the other thing that they are putting behind a paywall is the tournament points.
Yes.
That I kind of have an issue with. I'm like, that's crazy. sure you can subscribe for the 1 month and then unsubscribe, but honestly, they're banking on you forgetting to unsubscribe. That's kind of like, the whole thing with subscription models, whatever, yada yada. But like, I don't know, bro. I'm not a fan of that. But that is a feature. It's fine. I wish it was not behind the paywall. But
yeah, it's just one of those opinions you have.
yes.
It's all good.
What do you think? Do you think that should be behind the paywall?
Yes and no. I'm probably on the fence.
Okay.
It could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For my game and my throwing, I think most likely I will probably suffer or give in and pay, just so I can see everything.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm definitely paying. 100%. Yeah, I'm buying that bitch. I'm just gonna complain about it. I'm just gonna be a little bitch about it. There's a difference.
You don't have to be a little bee, okay? Don't be a little bee.
But it's more fun that way.
Okay, fine. Be a lowercase b. Don't be a big B. Don't be an uppercase. Don't be a caps lock B.
Not the caps lock B. Oh no.
No. All right. Anything else you have on app features?
No, I think the features that we're starting off with that they're providing, if you want to look at them, they have all the spreadsheets up on the Facebook. Yes. They're on the website. Go check them out.
Their forum.
Yeah, it's fine. It's super mediocre. I think this app could be something awesome if they add more stuff. But as of right now, I'm excited about the badges, and everything else is so mediocre that I'm like, what the fuck ever, bro.
Is it bad that that's kind of what I'm mostly looking forward to, actually, is the badges? Like, I have more badges than you, or look what I got, or...
Yeah, I think we're on the same page.
I think the badges are honestly what I'm looking forward to most. And the fact that there are Easter eggs and like stupid, silly ones, I think is going to be fun too. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I like that. Money. Yeah. Yep. Do we wanna data it up?
We can data it up. Little Star Trek Next Generation, data it up. I don't know if you're too old for that. Or too young for that. Sorry, young.
I know Star Trek. I know Star Trek Next Generation. Okay. Yeah, don't forget I'm also a nerd. So there's
You are a nerd.
Yeah.
A nerd, a geek, you're all the above.
Okay, did you watch Next Generation? I'm a loser.
What series did you watch? What series did you watch?
Okay, just because I know about it doesn't mean I watched it.
Well, I was just on the assumption. Okay, I'm sorry. It makes me an ass now.
No, it's okay. No.
I assumed.
I've seen probably a few episodes of almost every Star Trek that was made before like the year 2020, but I don't know that much about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so like any stuff that's not super new, I've seen at least a few episodes, but I've never gotten into it.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So that's Next Generation, that's Deep Space Nine, that's Voyager. It's probably just those three, mostly.
I didn't know you were a Star Trek nerd.
Nope, moving on now.
Oh my god! Guys, Graham outed himself! Graham's a Star Trek nerd! Ah!
It's actually not good because I'm also a Star Wars nerd, and people will know it's either you're one side or the other. You can't like both. At least that's what I feel like people say. Like, you're either Star Wars or Star Trek. You can't be both.
I've heard that, both. But that's dumb, and you can definitely like both.
I know. You know, it's like both. Two's better than one. But yes, I grew up with Next Generation, so I watched that. Deep Space Nine, a little bit of Voyager, and then I lost track. Like you, I don't really know much. I know stuff like the Chris MacFarlane, his new show. And there's like the animated one, and then there's this new thing out right now. It's called like Enterprise, and then there's so many. I lost track of like the OG stuff. Yep. But anyway, back to data. So can you tell us, Sam, what kind of data will be accessible to me?
Oh my God, I do remember. So basically, if you're not shelling out them fat stacks of cash to the IATF All right, you're gonna get fucking 6 months. 6 months of your stats and your data, and I think you get like you get like your all-time high scores as well, I think. But other than that, you're shit out of luck, broskies, and that's all you fucking get. You get like the 6 months, but also it depends on the qualifying period, so that can get a little weird with the
Correct.
6 months.
Yeah.
So it can be like I think it's like about six to like 8 months, sometimes maybe a year.
A rolling time. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the qualification period itself. So that can be a little wonky. But also 6 months is like most leagues are like this is a generalization, but like most leagues are like almost 2 months, like a standard 8-week league.
Yeah.
So like that's literally a league and a half. That's fucking it. That's all you fucking get. They're like that's so much time. We thought that was like an ample amount of time for people. Motherfuckers, do y'all know how much? Y'all know how long a fucking league is? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, mofos? Are you serious? Like, bro, come the fuck on. But then if you pay them the fat big bucks, all right, those
299 pennies.
yeah, those fat George Washingtons and Abraham Lincolns, if they're in pennies, then you basically get everything. You get everything.
Unlimited access.
Unlimited. And you also, which is cool, this does have to do with data, you get to see other people's stats.
Sure.
And
That's cool too.
Yeah, so they're gonna do other like show offs. So you can see other people's stats a little bit, but it'll go more into detail of like how they've done and stuff, which I think that could be interesting. But also, you know what's crazy? If you're not fucking paying and someone is paying for the app, they'll probably be able to see more of your stats than you can see of your own stats. Fuck that. That's true. That's bullshit. And personally,
so what you're saying is we should just have one person buy the app and then you just show us so we don't have to buy it and you can see all of our stuff, right?
yeah 100%. My biggest issue with this truly is that the IATF is removing the fact that we can see all of our stats right now and putting it behind a paywall. If they kept this feature free, for the most part, I would have been A game, totally playing ball with the app. I would have been like, this is Pog Champion, epic gamer moment, Gucci-licious. But now it sucks because they took away something from the community, and when you take things away from the community, that's when we have problems, babies. That's the issue, is you took it away. You said, give it to us. You ripped it out of our cold dead hands, okay? So we don't like that. We don't like that. That's my biggest issue. And it's the main reason I'm paying for the app is because I don't want to lose, like I want to see my stats, you know? Like, that's crazy. What do you think?
Here you go. Here's a new one. This is a new thing we're starting, okay? We're going to start this as a new thing we're doing. Episode 11 right now. It's a new thing we're starting because of you, Sam. Yep.
Uh-oh.
It's called the Gucci meter. Because you're not getting access to that, where do they fall on your 0 to 10 Gucci rating?
Oh, okay. On the Gucci rating, I would say, okay, are we just talking about the data portion of the app?
Yeah, just the data portion.
Okay, just the data portion. All right, we're gonna give that a 2. So that's not very Gucci.
Okay.
Not very Gucci at all. Because like, how dare you take away things from the community that you're already giving them for free? That is I don't like, the price is whatever. The price is not a big deal. It's just the fact that you are removing it when it's already free. That's such a shitty thing to do. You could have made this app wonderful and given us and kept everything at how it is and just given us more stuff that we could pay for. So many people would still pay for it, but it's the fact that you felt like you needed more money, so you took the main thing that everyone uses the app away. You took it away and put it behind a paywall so you could make more money. And sure, I get it, you're a business, but that's really fucking shitty. But if you made the app cool enough and awesome enough, people would have paid for it fucking anyway without you fucking doing that. Like, are you serious, IATF? I'm sorry. I'm very upset about this.
You are.
I know. This is one of my biggest pet peeves with subscriptions and like things in general, and it is just, it looks shady and it looks shitty. All right, that's how it looks. Anyway, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it, Graham?
I'm just gonna move on to the next one. No, you're spot on. It's you're taking something away that's already been given to us that we already have access to. It's basically it's twisting our arms to pay for something that we're taking it back to get it back. But but yeah, as someone else in the Axe community told me, as Russian Viking told me, I already pay how much money for all the other events I do, my axes I buy. This is not word for word, but it's close. What's an extra $35 a year for the full access to the app?
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, for me, it's not about the price. It's about the morality of it. And I know it sounds crazy, but like if you're trying to build
it doesn't.
Yeah, like if you're trying to build a community, it's not about how much you're charging. It's the fact that you did it. It's the fact that you decided to take that action. Like, I'm like, fuck you for that. I don't care if the app was like $30 a month, like whatever. If the app was 5 cents a month, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the fact that you did it. Like, fuck you. Anyway, sorry. I'm so upset about this, but it's from a moral thing because I'm like, it's a shitty, I get it. It's a moneymaker. You got to do it to make the money. I understand why. Yeah. I'm just mad about it, so I'm going to complain about it. And now you guys get to hear me complain about it, even though I totally understand. It's totally understandable from a business and logical perspective. I get it. You got to make your money, bro, so that the IATF can, like, separate from battle. We can do all the great things. Hell yeah. I'm just a bitch.
Side question: Did you listen to the most recent Lotto?
I have not.
Broadcast?
I have not.
Oh my gosh!
Why? What happened?
Oh, I just feel like you and JC should be in the same room together.
Oh,
with
really?
Your opinions on the app. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna listen to it.
I'm not gonna say anything else. You just have to listen to it.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it today. Actually, as soon as we're gonna stop recording, and I'm gonna be like, podcast time.
Oh, then we can talk about that in the next episode.
Okay. Do you guys like when we talk about other Axe podcasts on the podcast? Yeah. Let us know your thoughts below. Wow.
So the next topic we kind of dived into and that was just on the fees and the costs.
Yes.
They've explained where the money's going. They're very transparent about that. They also explained what happens if it doesn't. I think they talked about what happens if it doesn't work. I think
dumpster fire.
Or maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. Or it turns into not what they were hoping. I think some people were commenting, if it doesn't work out, is it going to be an issue that means you're going to then start raising the price of that $2.99? Mm-hmm. I think they were unsure at the time. They couldn't say at the time. Just only time will tell. So, I think most of the stuff, but the fees and costs we talked about, and we have our opinions as you just heard from Sam over there. Yeah.
Sorry, sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little
No, you've
intense.
done it before. You've gone on little tangents. I was about to call it like an anger spell.
It's just a little girly pop there. Rage.
It's just a little nerve right there. Right there's that little nerve. Someone hit it. Hey, little nerve. Men back together. It's gonna be okay. Moving on into the development.
Oh wait, no, I still want to talk about I gotta say, they did say in the live stream,
yes,
that they might actually do, they would consider like doing a discount version, or like you get extra benefits if you pay for the whole app in one go for a year, because they weren't considering that before, but someone brought it up and they were like, I would really like that, because honestly, for me, I would rather pay the $35 all at once and just not worry about it for the rest of the year than like pay the $3 every month. And I know that's silly, but like, look, all right, sometimes like obviously we're all people, like money fluctuates or whatever, so sometimes $2.99 like can make a difference. But if you already paid for this thing, like when you're good, when you're in a great place and it's like it's donezo, you have it for the whole year and you don't have to worry about that. Like for me, I'd much prefer that. So I really hope they do that. That would be great, especially if they do like have it at a discount where it's like what, like $30 for the whole year. Like that would be
all for a year.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. Fuck yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. I think that the app will probably be worth it in the long run. Like it's not a crazy amount. Like if you get a Starbucks every day, like that's half of your Starbucks, you know? Like it's not even. So I think it's worth it. Do you think it's worth it?
I think it's worth it. If they, I mean, to be said, you can always add and make changes. So
Yeah.
hopefully it can only get better from here.
Yes.
So
although
that's what we can hope for.
If we get it and that app is super fugly, I'll be like, all right, we're definitely gonna go on another little rage tangent. If we get it and that shit fugly, no way, no
You're
way.
Gonna need to have, you're gonna need to have a fugly timeline though, of how long you could let it be fugly, because I feel like if it's like fugly for a week and then they fix it, you can't really say it's been that fugly. Kind
That's
of like
fine.
X scores crashing every now and then, or like
Yeah.
New Year's Day having that issue. That's, I think, a separately issue, but nonetheless, yes, you have to have a fugly timeline. How long can it be fugly? If it's going to be fugly, it might not be fugly.
That's true. If it is gonna be fugly, and if it's not, okay, here's my thing. If it's fugly and hard to use, you better fix that shit within 2 weeks. If it's fugly,
2 weeks. Okay.
yeah. If it's just fugly but easy to use, 2 months. If it's fucking hard to use, and if the interface is like terrible, even if it looks really pretty but it's super complicated and not like intuitive, 1 month. That's my timeline.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Maybe it's not fair. I don't know, but I think that's pretty fair.
You seem to be well versed on apps and such, so I'm gonna give you yes, that is fair. For me, I probably can wait 2 to 3 months. If there's any bugs that I feel that are issues that need to work out, that I say, oh, I hope they work this out.
Yeah. Well,
So.
it also depends how, like, I'm talking extreme. Like, I'm talking if it is extremely, like, jank, busted, like, that's not it, bro. But if it's, like, little bugs or whatever, I don't really mind as much. That's, like, whatever. That's, like, they'll get to it. The app is still usable. It looks okay. You know, but if you open the app and it's like just a bunch of like open code with like buttons and things are spelled wrong, like we can't do that. That's not, I don't think it'll be that. Obviously, I'm being dramatic.
It won't
I'm
be.
being very dramatic, but you know, it's like
You're setting the bar really low.
I am, but drama for effect.
It's so amazing when it comes out that your expectations are blown out of the water. That's why. That's why your bar is so low, right?
Honestly, you're not wrong. That's kind of what I'm like gaslighting myself into thinking right now. If it's really bad and then we get it and it's super mid, I'll be like, this is amazing. Yes.
The other thing about the fees, though, which again, this is my own personal pet peeve, is every time I have a subscription for like I have a data storage thing for my Apple account, and every month, whatever, I get my fee and it pops up as my notification on my phone, and it says the $2.99 fee, and I'm like, wait, what is this for? And I have to open it. It doesn't say. So I have to go into my email, and I have to look and see what I got. Like, what is this for? Like, oh, that's right. It's my data storage, extra data storage space. It happens every month. It annoys me. Whereas you're right. If I paid $30 or $35, if I paid a year, whatever the cost may be, I only have to deal with it once. They're like $35, done, good. Yeah, I would definitely like a package deal of some kind, whether it be 6 months to a year. Yeah, that would be great.
Yes, I am on that same boat, especially like as someone.
I'm on that train.
Yeah, like I already pay for a lot of monthly subscriptions and programs for like other stuff that I have to do. So it's like, honestly, that stuff adds up really fast. So I'm very aware that I do have to spend a lot of money on subscriptions. So I would just really prefer like the one and done. And I'm not like, so yeah, that's kind of, that's how I'm feeling about it. There was something else that I really wanted to say about, this has to do with the data and the money. And they clarified this during the live stream. And this was a huge relief to me. So
bum, bum, bum.
If you are paying, so we're going to go back to data, but it also has to do with money. So say if you stop paying, if you're paying for the app and you have like 2 years worth of data, okay, but then you stop paying for the IATF app for like a year, okay, and then you pay for it again, does that data where you didn't pay, like that year where you didn't pay, does that data, is it not there? They clarified if you are not paying and you start paying again, all of that data will be there. They are keeping the data and they are not removing it. So you don't have to worry about if there's a time that you can't pay or whatever. Like, it will be there for you when you're ready. And I think, to me, that was a huge relief, because that was something I was extremely worried about, like that data not being there if you couldn't pay for it that month. So that, good job, ITF. That is good. You didn't fuck up. If you were like, that data is gonna be gone forever, that would have been really bad. That would have been a huge fuck up on their part. But that's good.
Well, the other side of things, though, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, because you know me, I'm sometimes a little hermit in my little man cave over here, my little dwelling. They would probably never do that anyway, right? Because they're logging all your information from all your seasons you're playing. Why would they not? What am I missing?
So, like,
why would they not be able to show you that?
Well, okay. So, like, say
year one, I throw the first half of the year.
Yeah.
I then stop for the second half of the year, and then come back the following year and start playing again. And I'm not paying for that second half. All that's being. Oh wait, no. Never mind. That analogy didn't make sense. Go ahead. You go.
Okay. So I'm talking about like if you pay for it and then you stop paying for it, they're still going to have that data, because people, at least I was worried about them being like, well, if they're worried about server space, because that takes a lot of time, and that's one of the reasons they are doing this, is because all of that data is taking up a lot of money and they're not recouping those costs. So like, that's what I was worried about, is if you're not paying and after that 6 months is over, like, that data's gone forever, because they're worried about server costs. So that's why I was like, oh, fuck. But they're not doing that. They're keeping it. You just can't see it, which is sucks, but much better. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you now.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there, because.
Was there anything else? Okay. Next topic was development. Most that was pretty straightforward. I pretty much understood both sides of their thought process on it. Matt spoke to the fact that people questioned, well, why didn't you reach out to the community to both either have beta testers, or there's plenty of us probably in the community who do software development and software engineering. Why not get them use them as volunteers, or get their help to produce this? But I think it was more of, they kept using the word volunteer, and which I get from a volunteer standpoint. You have to work around their timetable as a volunteer to get something done. And this was a major thing for them to be working on. So I understand that they were not going to go outside of their company to a degree to have this get help to get it produced and get it made. But flip side is, getting help, even if you did pay for it, though, from one of us in the community who is in that field of background, would be very helpful. Because you get firsthand experience of what we're looking for, what we want out of the app as well.
I think I totally understand why they didn't do any volunteer work, and honestly, I just don't think they could afford to pay someone. I know that's like a hot take, but
that's true.
I think that's
they
the
didn't
way.
mention it, but you're right. That's probably why.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah. I just don't think that they're gonna like say that on the, like, they're being transparent, but they don't want to be like, guys, we're broke bitches right now.
Money. Yeah, they're not gonna say that. Exactly. Agreed.
I think that's the reality of it. I think they probably would have liked paying at least one other person to help work on it, but we just probably couldn't afford it. So I do hope that, like, in the future, I wish that they would have said they were making this while it was in development and then taken community feedback versus just dropping it on the community, because I think the community has some really great ideas and valid points. And also, I think they could have used it as like oh, hey, maybe we fucked up by putting all the data and taking away free features and putting it behind a fucking paywall. Like, maybe they could have seen that before everyone was like rolling up their middle fingers, you know, and shoving it up the IATF's asshole. So, like, yeah. But I think it's fine. I think it'll hopefully just improve, and hopefully they will listen to us over time. And hopefully if they make enough money, I doubt they would do this, but if they make enough money, maybe they could bring the data back. So like everyone, they could return what we once had, you know, if they do get big enough or whatever. I doubt they would do it, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah. Is that what?
Yes, that is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, I get it. They were definitely being transparent, which I think a lot of the community appreciates that, or if not all of us do. And also, like you said, they will probably not disclose it right off the bat in their own words, but yes, for money's sake, we're going to do this all in-house. It would be nice to have a beta time or access get some small community under, you know, private doors to test it out first, but
yeah,
it's their decision. But I do remember them, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but I do remember them saying we do get a test period, I believe.
Yes.
Of free access to the entire app.
Yes.
From whenever we download it or what have you, which is great. I think that's wonderful. I think a lot of us were asking for that before we pay the full $2.99. So yeah, I think that's good. That's good on them.
Yeah. I think so. I think the test period helps, but it's like, it's also like, well, I would prefer them being like, I don't know. I'm just worried that we're gonna get this app and it's not gonna be like fucking finished. Like, I'm like, is this test period just an open beta test? Like, if it's a beta test, just tell us that it's a beta test, y'all. Like, bro, what do you mean? Oh, sorry. I just remembered something else that I wanted to talk about for the fees that I just remembered. This is the thing I did want to talk about. So for the fees, I wish you could pay for it not on the Google Play or the App Store. Like, I wish you could go into your browser and pay for it. Like, if there's a browser version of the app, I would love that. And if you could pay for that, that would be great, because the Google Store and Play Store has a lot of extra fees. So realistically, the app is probably going to be like $3.50 a month, or like almost $4.
That's true.
It's not going to be $2.99. It's not, because you can't pay for it just to the IATF. You're paying the Google Store, you're paying the App Store, and those have a lot of built-in fees and taxes. So, like, one of my favorite, this is a nerd thing, but I use Beacon all the time for Critical Role. And like,
nerd, what?
It's basically, it's they have their own app. It's a group of people and they have their own app, and you can pay for it in the App Store, but you can also go to your browser and pay for it, because they have a browser version, and that version, it doesn't have any of those fees. So it's the actual price that they say it's going to be, versus like, oh, it's going to be $2.99 when it's actually not going to be $2.99 because of all the fees in the App Store. I just wanted to clarify that. So that's probably going to be true. I could be wrong about that. Maybe $2.99 is with the fees, but I highly doubt it. So that's something I wanted to mention. Anyway.
No, I agree. I think you probably have taxes and fees tacked on to that $2.99. I'm pretty sure I feel like on my receipts when I get my $2.99 for apps and stuff and storage, there's an extra fee on there. Like a storage and handling fee.
Yeah.
But I mean, flip side though, say they made a portal through their website which says, all right, if you don't want to, or you don't pay for the app through there, you just pay through us, through our website, no fees, it's a straight $2.99. Wouldn't they theoretically be losing money? Because they're probably still paying their own fees anyway to have Apple and Google allow us to have the app on there to get.
Well, yeah, but
doesn't it kind of balance its way out in a sense? It's like, who's taking the extra hit?
Well,
they're going to take it anyway. We're going to take it.
Probably not, because, well, they don't see any of that, like, fees and money, right? So, like, basically, okay, so this is my guess on how it's going to work. Because the app is not it's free to download. The app is free to download. So you download the
Correct.
app and then you pay inside the app. That's different versus when you are having an app that is not free to download and there's an upfront cost. So that upfront cost, then sure, they would be taking the hit, but because it's free to download, then they wouldn't be taking the hit because those extra fees only go to the Google Play and App Store versus like if it costed money to download, then that becomes two different avenues. So if they had that extra access, like that would just be saving us potential money versus like them losing money because people are still going to be downloading it from the App Store anyway. And we don't know if they have to pay a monthly. Look, I don't know. I could probably look into it and find out if they have to actually pay a monthly fee to keep the app on the App Store. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about.
Tell it to me.
All right, look, this is a hot take, but a lot of people are lazy and they're not going to give a shit about that extra 50 cents. So they're just gonna fucking pay through it for their phone anyway because they don't give a shit.
Yep.
But
exactly.
So I don't think they're gonna lose that much money. But I would like a browser version because also I like to look at this stuff on my computer as well. I don't just want to have it on my tiny ass phone screen. Like I would like to go on my laptop and like pull it up and be like, okay, I can see everything, like da-da-da. Especially if they are gonna add cool features on it. Like I would want to look at that on a larger screen and not just my itty bitty ass phone. So
I can't recall. Did they speak of a browser format or just an app?
I could be wrong. Please correct me if I am, people listening. But I believe they said currently there is none. They're not gonna have one. They're just keeping the IATF website.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why I'm also like,
I can see a browser being helpful. So
yeah,
for your same reasons you just mentioned.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sorry, I know another tangent, but I don't know why I got so many feelings on this app.
A lot of feelings. It's so wonderful. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Gross, cringe feelings, vom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the last thing I was going to bring up, if there was any of the questions so they posted on their forum a list of questions that they did not get to. If there was anyone on there particular that we wanted to like dive into and give our own opinions on, they broke it down into subsections of the same way we just discussed the app about. So the features, the data, the fees, the development into it, any other clarifications people might have had or wanted clarification on. So yeah, some of the questions I will say are repetitive to what we were talking about.
Oh,
like
shoot.
People were asking, what?
Sorry. You were talking and I went to Google the forum and I just realized I blacked out your camera for like 3 seconds because it was like a minute or whatever because it was in full pace, like full screen mode. Sorry about that. Oopsies. It's fine now, but I was just like, can't have full screen on. Okay.
It's okay. It's all right. So yeah, so some of the questions that they didn't get to that were posted on here, we kind of touched on, like what would the ads look like? I think for example, like they discussed they're just gonna be generic at first, but I think we discussed it'd be nice to see the Axe community be able to pay into that or be a part of that so that they can advertise themselves, whether it be makers, venues, what have you. Or just banners that are saying, hey, have you signed up for the next big major tournament in such and such? If you want to try to get to the IATC championship, come through here or whatever, you know. You touched on tournament points being left behind the paywall. You had a hot take on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's also like, bruh, for real. Like, you serious right now, bro? But whatever.
Someone also asked about including a training and practice sessions featured on the app. I discussed that as well. We did. I think that'd be really cool. They wanted more in depth about what these badges will look like. I think the fact that they are not disclosing too much about them, despite the generic ones like, oh, you have an 81, you have this, are going to happen. But I think the fact they're hiding some of those achievements is kind of fun and just makes that a little more exciting. moving on, people with questions about data. We kind of touched on it, the migration of the old to the new and how much of our data and stats are being kept. I mean, we know all of it's being kept, nothing's being deleted. We touched on the qualification period being what you'll be able to see if you don't pay into it. So yeah, that's, I think unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I think most of this is stuff we've actually touched on. I was thinking there'd be more in here that we will be able to discuss, but it's really not. Yeah. fees doing a discount. We both like the idea of doing discounts and some sort of bundle deal. Yeah, there's really not much else on here. I'm going to stop talking about that. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not gonna fucking talk about this fucking damn app until it actually comes the fuck out again. So hopefully we're gonna.
We can't talk about any more of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've beat this horse a little past the point of death, but hopefully
it's gonna be a cyber, or I can't talk. I'm just gonna shut up. Cybernetic. That's the word. It's gonna be like a T1000 horse if it's gonna come back to life.
So
never mind.
But yeah, it'll be good. I'm really curious to see what the app actually looks like when we get our hands on it. We're not gonna talk about it probably until it's actually out. So yep, that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's our app. But we're both truly excited as well as nervous and all the above and happy to see this new app. So.
Yeah. Honestly, I do want to actually talk about the fact that they did talk about sponsorships. I think during the live stream was really helpful because I know that's something we've talked a lot about is like getting those sponsors. And while I think they didn't really specify like what they were thinking for sponsors because I think there's a lot of smaller brands that would 100% still be willing to work with them like as they are now, but like without, you know, needing to reach out to bigger companies and it could still be really beneficial. Who knows what that could bring. I'm hoping the app is helpful for the sponsorships so we can, you know, they can generate that revenue. But I'm glad they brought it up because that's something that we've constantly been being like, where the fuck are they? What are you doing with them? Why don't we have any? Yeah. They didn't go that much into detail about it, realistically. I'm sure probably a lot of it is because they probably can't talk about that kind of stuff super open like that. So I hope that will help with that. I just want to talk about that last thing because I forgot.
No, yeah, you're fine. That's totally on point.
Hell yeah. That's all I gotta say.
That's all I gotta say.
Does that mean are we gonna not murder anybody?
I think we're not gonna murder because we're axe throwers, not axe murderers.
Okay, wait, let's do it for real. Okay. Oh wait. Make sure to subscribe and like and follow us on Instagram. Bow chicka bow wow. Okay, now we're done. We don't murder people with axes here.
Because we're axe throwers.
Yeah, okay.
Not axe murderers. Whoopsie.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, your bad, not mine. I didn't do anything wrong.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.